Hi, I'm Lily with Safe Teen Schools. For those that are not familiar with us, we are advocates that expose child abuse in the troubled teen industry. In this video blog, we will be talking about wilderness therapy programs. Wilderness therapy programs got its start in 1941 by Kurt Hahn. Hahn opened Outward Bound in Aberdowie, Wales, advertising to give young people access to outdoor experiences in a more structured, safe environment. The purpose of the adventure education movement was to let people experience life outside of their familiar zone, thereby learning about themselves and their personal growth and leadership potential all along the way. By 1962, when Outward Bound Colorado was established, the program finally expanded into the United States, allowing the beginning of the troubled teen industry in the United States to branch into wilderness therapy programs. A few notorious wilderness programs are Wingate Wilderness Therapy, Trails Carolina, Turnabout Ranch, Evoke Entrada, Three Rivers, Outback Therapeutic Expeditions, Red Cliff Ascents, Pacific Quest, Second Nature Wilderness, Deschutes Wilderness, and Challenger Foundation. Wilderness therapy programs advertise a short stay between 30 and 120 days, depending on the program itself. Many, if not most, advertise to take in children ages 11 to 17 at the price range between $100 to $350 a day. Again, age and price depends on the program itself. More often than not, once a child reaches the end of their stay at the wilderness program, it is highly recommended to parents that the child be sent to a therapeutic residential facility, funneling the child deeper into the troubled teen industry and costing the parents more money. So what makes wilderness therapy programs so dangerous? Common abuse allegations for wilderness programs are lack of medical care, lack of hygiene products, lack of showers, limited food, lack of therapy, strip searches, monitored and censored communication between parent and child, severe medical neglect, lack of water, social isolation, emotional and mental abuse, sexual abuse, forced pelvic exams, forced labor, attack therapy, unqualified staff, and physical injuries. Children are often gooned to get them to the wilderness program. Being gooned consists of being kidnapped out of their homes by staff parents hired. One unfortunate side effect that can happen from wilderness programs is death. My 15-year-old son is going to read a list of deaths of children in wilderness programs and ranches, deaths that go back to 1971. These deaths are only the ones that have been made public and we have been made aware of. If you know of a child that lost their lives in a wilderness program or ranch and they were not mentioned, please comment their information below. Please include the program, age, and dates, and reason for their passing if possible.
Michelle Sutton, 15 years old, died May 9, 1990 at Summit Quest in St. Georgia, Utah. Died from altitude sickness, dehydration, and heat exhaustion. Kristen Chase, 16 years old, died June 27, 1990 at Challenger Foundation in Escalante, Utah. Died from heat stroke during a hike on her third day in the program. Aaron Bacon, 16 years old, died March 31, 1994 at North Star Expeditions in Escalante, Utah. Died from medical neglect. Katie Lank, 16 years old, died January 13, 2002 at Red Rock Ranch Academy in St. George, Utah. Died from falling 70 feet into a crevasse. Ian August, 14 years old, died July 13, 2002 at Skyline Journey at Nephi, Utah. Died from hypothermia. Cory Baines, 14 years old, died March 25, 2003 at Catherine Freer Wilderness Therapy in Oregon. Died from a tree limb falling on his tent. Charles Moody, 17 years old, died October 14, 2002 at On Track in Mason, Texas. Died from asphyxiation from being restrained. Erica Harvey, 15 years old, died May 27, 2002 at Catherine Freer Wilderness Therapy Program in Nevada. Died from heat stroke and dehydration. Ryan Lewis, 14 years old, died February 13, 2001 at Aldrich Academy in West Virginia. Died from suicide. William Edward Lee, 15 years old, died September 18, 2000 at Obsidian Trails in Bend, Oregon. Died from an injury to an artery at the base of his skull while being restrained. Dawnne Takeuchi, 18 years old, died June 28, 1995 at Vision Quest in Tucson, Arizona. Died from injuries suffered being thrown from a supply truck driven by staff.
Michael Wiltsie Ibarra, 12 years old, died February 5th, 2000, at Camp Ekel E2, run by Eckerd Youth Alternatives in Florida. Died from suffocation a day after a 320-pound staff sat on him as a method of restraint.
Bernard Reefer, 19 years old. Robert Zimmerman, 17 years old. Charles Lucas, 16 years old. James Lamb, 14 years old. Eric Shibley, 17 years old. Roger Doyle Erwin, 15 years old. John Moran, 17 years old. And Lyle Foodroy, age unknown. Died November 24th, 1980 on a Ocean Quest expedition operated by Arizona's Vision Quest. Died from their boat capsizing during a storm. Lorene Larhette, 17 years old, and Joyce Howden, age unknown. Died September 3rd, 1971 at Northwest Outward Bound School in Oregon. Died from freezing to death. Tammy Edminston, 16 years old. Died September 11th, 1982 at Vision Quest. Died from falling from a wagon chain. Mario Cano, 16 years old. Died April 27th, 1984 at Vision Quest. Died from a blood clot in his lung after staff refused to take his pain seriously. Leon Anger, 17 years old. Died September 16th, 1984 at Vision Quest. Died from drowning. Gregory Owen Jones, 13 years old. Died July 3rd, 1985 at Soos of Idaho. Died from dehydration and falling from a cliff while hiking. Danny Lewis, 16 years old. Died June 12th, 1989 at Vision Quest. Died from drowning. David Sellers, 15 years old. Shawn Diaz, 15 years old. And Ryan McCandless, 13 years old. Died February 19th, 1990 at Camp O'Neill. Died from drowning. Anthony Green, 15 years old. Died May 12th, 1991 at Brookhaven Youth Ranch. Died from a violent restraint by staff. Lorenzo Johnson, 17 years old. Died June 27th, 1994 at Arizona Boys Ranch. Died from drowning. Carlos Ruiz, 13 years old. Died December 16th, 1994 at Vision Quest. Died from unspecified injuries. Brian Jones, 15 years old. Died July 24th, 1995 at Broken Shackle Ranch. Died from electrocution from faulty wiring. Nicholas Contreras, 16 years old. Died March 2nd, 1998 at the Arizona Boys Ranch. Died from violent restraint by staff. Chad Franza, 16 years old. Died August 1998 at Polk County Boot Camp. Died from suicide. Jerry McLaurin, 14 years old. Died November 2nd, 1999 at New Horizons Ranch. Died from violent restraint by staff. Adora Ray Scout, 17 years old. Died January 9th, 2000 at Buffalo Mountain Camp. Died from cardiac arrest. Joseph Bolt, 17 years old. Died August 2000 at Alpine Boys Ranch. Died from drowning. Anthony Haynes, 14 years old. Died July 1st, 2001 at American Buffalo Soldiers, Arizona. Died from heat stroke after being forced to stand in the sun on a 111-degree day. Matthew Mayer, 14 years old. Died September 17th, 2004 at Lone Star Expeditions. Died from hypothermia. Travis Parker, 13 years old. April 21st, 2005 at Appalachian Wilderness Camp. Died from being in a face-down restraint for over an hour. Alex Harris, 12 years old. Died September 13th, 2005 at Hope Youth Ranch. Died from negligent homicide. Christian Mike Garcia, 12 years old. Died December 4th, 2005 at Star Ranch Youth Camp. Died from violent restraint by staff. Martin Anderson, 14 years old. Died January 6, 2006 at Bay County Sheriff's Boot Camp. Died from suffocation during restraint. Lenny Ortega, 12 years old. Died May 30th, 2006 at Star Ranch Youth Camp. Died from drowning. Rocco Maglozzi, 12 years old. Died July 28th, 2006 at Soos, Idaho. Died from medical neglect. Alex Cullinane, 13 years old. Died August 12th, 2006 at Back to Basics Christian Military Academy. died from heat stroke and medical neglect. Harry Rutledge, 15 years old, and Chris Hill, 17 years old, died September 21st, 2006 at Elsaway Boys Ranch. Died from being hit by a train. Deaths were ruled suicidal. Caleb Jensen, 15 years old, died May 2nd, 2007 at Alternative Youth Adventures. Died from an untreated staph infection and medical neglect. Sergey Blashchison, 16 years old, died August 28th, 2009 at Sage Walk Wilderness. Died from dehydration and hypothermia. Daniel Herrera, 17 years old, died December 8th, 2011 at Cypress Wilderness Institute. Died from car accident during transport. The staff operating the vehicle was driving on a suspended license. Christian Seller Gonzalez, 14 years old, died October 12th, 2014 at Brookhaven Youth Ranch. Died from being kicked to death by another resident during a fight. Alex Sanford Lansing, 17 years old, died November 2014 at Trails, Carolina. Died from hypothermia. And Lane Lasco, 19 years old, died June 21st, 2016. Died from being shot by police during an escape attempt.
So my question is, when is enough enough? When are we going to do more to protect our youth from abusive and neglectful situations? Children can be placed in these programs for as little as being depressed and having anxiety. Parents are paying $100 to $350 a day, hoping that their child will receive help, while unknowingly placing them in extremely dangerous and life-threatening situations. I urge parents and the public to do their research on these programs and the troubled teen industry itself. We sit here as the death toll rises. The deaths that I've covered in this video are, again, only the ones that have been made public and are only the ones in boot camps, ranches, and wilderness programs. I have not covered the deaths in residential programs. Let's stop funneling our youth into the troubled teen industry where abuse and death run rampant. One life lost is too many. Please do your research. It could save a life. It could save your child's life.
For more information, please visit us at safeteenschools.org and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.